Thank you for joining. This is the Men Mass Media Group. We're going to be reading SB 1348, Post-Secondary Education Designation of California Black Serving Institutions. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate that. Let's get started. Senate Bill number 1348, an act to add Article 7.5 commencing with Section 66076 of Chapter 2 of Part 40 of Division 5 of Title 3 of the Education Code relating to post-secondary education. This was approved by Governor September 26, 2024, filed with Secretary of State September 26, 2024. Legislative Council's Digest, SB 1348 Bradford, Post-Secondary Education Designation of California Black Serving Institutions. Existing law establishes the California State University under the administration of the trustees of the California State University of California under the administration of the Regents of the University of California, the California Community Colleges under the administration of the Board of Governors of the California Community Colleges, and independent institutions of higher education as defined as 4 segments of post-secondary education in the state. This bill would establish the designation of California Black Serving Institutions to recognize campuses of these segments that excel at providing academic resources to Black and African American students. The bill would establish a governing board composed of certain members to approve or deny initial and renewal applications to receive this designation. The bill would designate the California State University statewide central office for the advancement of Black excellence as a managing entity and would require it to act as a neutral administrative body tasked with, among other duties, developing the application process and processing and presenting applications to the governing board as specified. The bill would make an initial and renewal award for this designation valid for 5 years. Vote majority, appropriations no, fiscal committee yes, local program no. The people of the state of California do enact as follows. Section 1. The legislature finds and declares all of the following. A. Supporting Black and African American students attending post-secondary educational institutions in California serving or serves the interests of all Californians. B. Historically, Black and African American students have faced overt discrimination and have been prevented from attending many colleges and universities due to explicit segregation. C. Before the landmark United States Supreme Court case of Brown v. Board of Education of Topeka, 1954, 347 U.S. 483, which declared that segregated schools were unconstitutional. Racial segregation in education was common in the United States. Title VI or Title VI of the Federal Civil Rights Act of 1964, 42 U.S.C. Section 2000D, continues to advance access and equality in education by prohibiting any person on the ground of race, color, or national origin from being excluded from participation in, being denied the benefits of, or being subject to discrimination under any program or activity receiving federal financial assistance. E. 70 years after the United States Supreme Court's ruling in Brown v. Board of Education of Topeka, barriers and disparities for Black and African American students in post-secondary education remain. F. Nationally, college and university enrollment of Black and African students has dropped since 2010. Historically, Black colleges and universities, HBCUs, which are public and private institutions established before 1964 in the United States that offer high quality and accredited education and college degrees, have a long and storied history of combating discrimination. HBCUs include 4-year and 2-year higher education institutions established by 1964 with the primary purpose of educating Blacks and African Americans. Today, HBCUs continue their vital mission of creating opportunities for Black and African American students and racially diverse students to earn a post-secondary degree in a culturally rich environment. According to the National Center for Education Statistics, in 2002, there were 99 colleges and universities identified by the United States Department of Education as HBCUs in the United States, which enrolled in total more than 228,000 students. Article 7.5, commencing with Section 66076, is added to Chapter 2 of Part 40 of Division 5 of the Title 3 of the Education Code to read, Article 7.5, Designation of California Black Serving Institutions. This article shall be known and may be cited as a designation of California Black Serving Institutions. As used in this article, the following definitions apply. A. Applicant means an eligible college or university that applies for a designation pursuant to this article. B. College or university means the University of California, California State University, or California Community College campus, or an independent institution of higher education. C. Governing board means the governing board established pursuant to this article. D. Managing entity means the California State University statewide central office for the advancement of black excellence described in this article. E. Normal time means the time it would take a full-time student to complete the requirements for a degree or certificate offered by a college or university. F. Recipient means a college or university that receives a designation pursuant to this article. A. Section 66076.2. A. The designation of California Black Serving Institution is hereby established to recognize colleges and universities that excel at providing academic resources to Black and African American students enrolled in degree or certificate programs offered by colleges and universities. This designation shall only be awarded to qualifying applicants by a 2/3 vote of approval by the governing board. B. An initial designation awarded pursuant to this article shall be valid for 5 academic years. Thereafter, a recipient may submit an application for renewal. A renewal designation awarded pursuant to this article shall be valid for 5 years. C. An applicant is eligible for a designation pursuant to this article if the applicant meets all of the following requirements. 1. Has at least 10% of the colleges or universities enrolled student population identifying as Black and African American students, or at least 1,500 Black and African American students enrolled at the college or university. 2. Submits an initial or renewal application as applicable to the managing entity on or before the application deadline established by the managing entity pursuant to section 6607.33. Meets either of the following as applicable. A. Submits an initial application that complies with subdivision A or subdivision D. B. Submits a renewal application that complies with subdivision E. 4. Posts the initial or renewal application submitted pursuant to subparagraph A or B of paragraph 3 as applicable on the applicant's internet website. D. An initial application shall include but not limited to all the following: a certification in writing by the Chief Administrative Officer of the college or university of the applicant's commitment to address Black and African American student success that is consistent with the applicant's mission. 2. Academic goals for the applicant to achieve within the 5-year period in which the initial designation awarded pursuant to this article shall be valid. The goals described in this paragraph shall improve retention time to degree or time to certificate completion and graduation rates of Black and African American students based on the data submitted by the applicant pursuant to paragraph 5 or 6 as applicable within the 5-year period in which the initial designation shall be valid. 3. Academic equity goals for the applicant to achieve within the 5-year period in which the initial designation awarded pursuant to this article shall be valid. The goals described in this paragraph shall reduce the academic equity gaps in the retention, time to degree, or time to certificate completion and graduation rates between the applicant's Black and African American students and the overall student population based on data submitted by the applicant pursuant to paragraph 5 or 6 as applicable. 4. A strategic plan for the 5-year period in which the initial designation awarded pursuant to this article shall be valid on how the applicant intends to meet the academic goals and academic equity goals submitted pursuant to paragraphs 2 and 3. The strategic plan shall include, but not limited to, all of the following. A mission statement that addresses the applicant's commitment to serve Black and African American students. B. Outreach services to Black and African American students to encourage them to enroll at the college or university. C. Academic and basic needs support services to assist in the academic success of Black and African American students. Support services described in the subparagraph may include campus affinity centers and core requisite coursework or concurrent support activities. D. An outline of the planned allocation of resources during the 5-year period in which the initial designation awarded pursuant to this article shall be valid, to ensure that the strategic plan described in this paragraph can be implemented. The applicant will use existing resources to provide culturally relevant professional development to the applicant's faculty and staff. 5. A 4-year college or university applicant shall submit in its application graduation rates for the previous 3 academic years for all students and for Black and African American students within the normal time, and up to 150% of the normal time to degree completion, yield, retention, and graduation rate. 6. A community college applicant shall submit in its application all the following for the previous 3 academic years. A. The number of degree and certificate programs completed by all students and by Black and African American students. B. The number of all students and of Black and African American students who complete a degree and certificate programs within normal time and up to 300% of normal time to degree completion, yield, retention, and graduation rate. C. The student rates for all students and for Black and African American students to 4-year colleges and universities. 7. A description of campus resources to promote a campus of equity and inclusion for Black and African American students. A renewal application shall include but not limited to all of the following. 1. Either of the following as applicable. An applicant seeking renewal upon expiration of an initial designation awarded pursuant to this article shall resubmit the application and submitted to receive that initial designation. B. An applicant seeking renewal upon expiration of a renewal designation awarded pursuant to this article shall resubmit the application and submitted to receive that previous renewal designation. 2. Demonstration of the applicant's progress to achieve the academic goals and academic equity goals provided in the application submitted pursuant to paragraph 1. 3. Demonstration of the applicant's progress to implement the strategic plan provided in the application submitted pursuant to paragraph 1. 4. Any changes made by the applicant to either of the following items provided in the application submitted pursuant to paragraph 1. A. The submission statement in the strategic plan that addresses the applicant's commitment to serve Black and African American students. B. The description of campus resources to promote a campus of equity and inclusion for Black and African American students. 5. A certification in writing by the Chief Administrative Officer of the college or university of the applicant's continual commitment to address Black and African American student success that is consistent with the applicant's mission. 6. Academic goals for the applicant to achieve within the 5-year period in which the renewal designation shall be valid. The goals described in this paragraph shall improve retention, time to degree or time to certificate completion, and graduation rates of Black and African American students based on the data submitted by the application pursuant to paragraph 9 or 10 as applicable within the 5-year period in which the renewal designation shall be valid. 7. Academic equity goals for the applicant to achieve within the 5-year period in which the renewal designation shall be valid. The goals described in this paragraph shall reduce the academic equity gaps in the retention, time to degree or time to certificate completion, and graduation rates between the applicant's Black and African American students and the overall student population based on data submitted by the applicant pursuant to paragraph 9 or 10 as applicable. A. A strategic plan for the 5-year period in which the renewal designation shall be valid on how the applicant intends to meet the academic goals and academic equity goals submitted pursuant to paragraphs 6 and 7. The strategic plan shall include but not limited to all the following. A. Outreach services to Black and African American students to encourage them to enroll at the college or university. B. Academic and basic needs support services to assist in the academic success of Black and African American students. Support services described in the subparagraph may include campus affinity centers and co-requisite coursework or concurrent support activities. C. An outline of the planned allocation of resources for the 5-year period in which the renewal designation shall be valid to ensure that the strategic plan described in this paragraph can be implemented. D. An outline of how the applicant will use existing resources to provide culturally relevant professional development to the applicant's faculty and staff. 9. A 4-year college or university applicant shall submit in its application graduation rates for the previous 5 academic years for all students and for Black and African American students within the normal time and up to 150% of normal time to degree completion, yield, retention, and graduation rate. 10. The community college campus shall submit in its application all the following for the previous 5 academic years. A. The number of degree and certificate programs completed by all students and by Black and African American students. B. The number of all students of Black and African American students who completed degree and certificate programs with the normal time and up to 300% in normal time to degree completion, yield, retention, and graduation. C. The student transfer rates for all students and for Black and African American students to 4-year college degrees and universities. F1. If an applicant's renewal application is denied by the governing board, the applicant may only submit an application to receive an initial designation pursuant to this article. 2. Notwithstanding paragraph 1, an applicant described in paragraph 1 may submit an application for a renewal designation following the award of a subsequent initial designation by the governing board pursuant to this article. G. An applicant is encouraged to inform and consult with the academic senate of the college or university of the applicant's initial and renewal application prepared pursuant to this article. 66076.3 section. The California State University statewide central office for the advancement of Black excellence is hereby designated as the managing entity for initial and renewal designations pursuant to this article. The managing entity shall act as a neutral administrative body. The managing entity shall have all of the following duties. A. Developing application processes that contain the requirements described in section 66076.2 for all applicants. B. Accepting initial and renewal applications from applications from applicants. The managing entity shall set 2 application deadlines each year on dates determined by the managing entity. C. Processing and presenting each application received to the governing board twice each year on dates determined by the governing board. D. Upon the governing board's approval or denial of applicant's application, informing the applicant on this outcome. E. Preparing and delivering to an applicant approved by the governing board to receive a designation pursuant to this article an appropriate insignia recognizing this designation. Section 66076.4a. The governing board of the designation of California Black Serving Institutions is hereby established. The purpose of the governing board is to award colleges and universities with designations pursuant to this article based on applications presented by the managing entity pursuant to section 66074.3. B. 1. The governing board shall be composed of all of the following 8 members. Okay? So there's going to be 8 members. A. The lieutenant governor or the lieutenant governor's designee. 1 member of the public to be appointed by the Speaker of the Assembly. 1 member of the public to be appointed by the President pro tempore of the Senate. A designee of the President of the University of California. A designee of the Chancellor of the California State University. A designee of the Chancellor of the California Community Colleges, a designee of the Association of Independent California Colleges and Universities, and the Chair of the California Legislative Black Caucus or the Chair's designee. Any designee described in paragraph 1 shall be qualified to make decisions on behalf of that appointed position. A member of the public appointed pursuant to paragraph 1 by either the Speaker of the Assembly or the President pro tempore of the Senate shall serve a 2-year term. It is the intent of the legislature that in appointing members of the public pursuant to paragraph 1, the appointing authority shall make every effort to ensure that the membership of the governing board includes persons who have a strong interest in the further development and improvement of the academic success of Black and African American students. For purposes of the first 2 years of the governing board's operations, the chair of the governing board shall be the lieutenant governor or the lieutenant governor's designee. The governing board shall select each subsequent chairman from within its membership by a vote of 2/3 of the governing board's voting members. D. The governing board shall complete both of the following actions. 1. Convene twice a year to vote on approval or denial of applications. 2. Approve or deny each application presented by the managing entity pursuant to section 66074.3. E. All decisions made by the governing board shall require a 2/3 vote of approval by the governing board members who are present for the vote. F. Governing board shall be subject to the Begley-King Open Meeting Act, Article 9, commencing with Section 11120 of Chapter 1 of Part 1 of Division 3 of the Title 2 of the Government Code.
That was SB 1348, Post-Secondary Education, Designation of California Black Serving Institutions. Just to note, we have no idea if any of these individuals who are going to be on the board is going to be of lineage, those who descend from U.S. chattel slavery in the United States. That's number one. And also, I'd like to make note that SB 1348 probably could have been underneath the banner of SB 1403, which is or was known as the California American Freedmen Affairs Agency. Unfortunately, the California Legislative Black Caucus blocked those bills from coming to the assembly floor. So who knows what have happened. So we don't know what the bill numbers are going to be going into the next season for 2025. But be on the lookout for that. Anyway, everybody, please take care of yourself. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel and this video. And we'll see you next time. Peace and reparations.